Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for this very late Sunday video. I realized that I hadn't actually filmed what I intended to post for this week, like Friday afternoon. And then Saturday I knew it was just gonna be a wash, and today I intended to only spend a little bit of time at the pottery studio, but I was down there most of the day because it was the first time back in like 3.5 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, something like that, and I needed it. So that was that. So I'm gonna be filming a weekly reads, I guess a Sunday reads, because that's what I've got right now. That's what my like 3 brain cells I have to rub together tonight have for you. So yeah, so far this month I have completed I think 2 books. I listened to the audiobook of the 34th Animorphs book, and it was actually really good. It was a Cassie book, and it was about, like, it sort of had a tie-in to the Hork-Bajir Chronicles, which you can see right there, which is one of my favorite books in the entire Animorphs kind of like canon. So that was nice. It was quite enjoyable. Then I finished A Burning by Mega Majumdar, and this was a book that I have had on my shelf for over 2 years, or about 2 years, something like that. And I think this is on my These Books Will Self-Destruct, so this one's clearly not going to self-destruct because I read it and it was fantastic. So this is one of those books that I'm like, why did I put this off for so long? This is a book about a girl named Javan who is in her 20s, and she is kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then she writes a Facebook comment on a post, and her Facebook comment is anti-government, and this is right after a terrorist attack on a train station in her neighborhood. And so she gets arrested and kind of like framed as having helped these terrorists as kind of like a scapegoat. There are also 2 other characters in this, and it's kind of like a story about kind of the interconnectedness of people and like what will people do to get what they want. And there's a lot of like corruption and social commentary on that kind of thing. And it was a phenomenal book. I think this is one of my These Books Will Self-Destruct books, so I'm glad that I read it because I really enjoyed this. And it's definitely a heartbreaking book, so check the trigger warnings on this. It definitely got me, so I would recommend this one. And then I am currently reading The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver. Pardon me, still got that cough. So I'm reading The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Deaver, and this is a contemporary queer love story, sort of. It starts off with this guy who his like friends with benefits tells him that he loves him, and then he like has to call it off, and then there's a fake dating, kind of hate to love maybe situation going on. It's very complicated and messy, which I think is the intent. I love Mason Deaver's writing, and this is no exception. I'm really enjoying this. I read about 100 pages of this last night on sprints with Stephanie, and I really enjoyed just like sitting down and getting tucked into this. So that's probably what I'm gonna do tonight as well, and see if I can't read a couple more chapters of this. But I am hoping to finish this week. I think I probably will. And then once I finish this, my plan is to start there it is, Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. So that is the plan as far as physical books. And then as far as audiobooks, I am still listening to the audiobook of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriel Zevin, and I'm about 62% through this. And I have mixed feelings on this. I talk about this in my vlog a little bit, so I'm not gonna just like go hard into my thoughts yet, but mostly I just am underwhelmed. This is such like a Bookstagram darling, and literally everyone has raved about this, given it 5 stars, talked about it like it's the best book in the world, and I don't get it. Like I really liked Gabriel Zevin's I think first book, The Storied Life of A.J. Fickery, and I like this, but I just don't think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Like, the cover is probably one of my favorite covers I've ever seen. I just think this is gorgeous. But the story is kind of like one traumatic thing happening to the characters after another, and like I don't know, it just feels like the plot moves along in kind of like a jerky mishmash sort of way, but it's like every time we move the plot forward, something else traumatic comes up, either in the character's past or something traumatic happens, and I just, like, in listening to it, I don't find it to be particularly enjoyable. And like, I don't require a book to be like entertaining, enjoyable for me to get something out of it and to give it a high rating, but I went into this being kind of told that it was like a fun video game romp kind of thing. Like, there were some Ready Player One comparisons, which is absolutely not happening. So if it's been marketed that way, they did this book a disservice. But I think maybe I just didn't understand what this book was about. So I really am not sure. This was sent to me by Knopf, and the audiobook that I'm listening to is an e-arc, or an audio arc from Libro FM. So no money sunk into this, but also like I just really wanted to enjoy this, and I am not really. I don't like any of the characters either. I do like one character, but he's a side character, so I'm not sure. The verdict is still very much out on this. I will finish it because I've only got about 3 hours of the audiobook left, and I am going to be commuting to and from the office twice this week, so I will probably finish this week. But yeah, we'll see. And in terms of other things, I have been getting back into Animal Crossing, so I have I've been playing Animal Crossing, and I'm in like the early days of the game, which is super nostalgic for me, and it's just been a lot of fun to just sort of slowly play it and do my little daily tasks and things like that. The other Switch game that I have played recently, but not this week, but I think I might maybe play it tonight, is called My Time Among the Frogs, maybe? Or like, it's something Frog Island? My Time on Frog Island, I think. Or like Time on Frog Island. It's something Frog Island. I don't know. I'll put a picture of it up here, but it is really, 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 really cute. I am a big fan of that one. It's kind of an open world thing where like there are some different quests that you can do, but like nothing will tell you what those are, and you just sort of have to stumble upon things and figure it out by pictures. Yeah, it's good. I like it. But yeah, that is basically it. I am gonna wrap this up, get it edited and up for you guys to see. I am working on what my video schedule is going to look like, or what my video content is going to look like for the next couple of months, because we do have some people coming to stay with us, a little bit of travel, and traditionally I will say that fall is usually a time when things just go bananas at work and in my personal life. So I tend to find that that's a time when I have less time to dedicate to booktube and bookstagram and everything. So if you have any suggestions or anything you want to see from me, leave it in the comments below or send me a DM on Instagram. Somebody asked about my mugs and whether I'd ever showed them, and I have some old mug collection videos which I will put up here, but that's before I really started collecting handmade mugs. So if you are interested in seeing a handmade mug collection, I would love to do that. So let me know down below if that's something that you're interested in, and I will make sure to include that in the next couple of weeks. So yes, that is that. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend and that your week starts off on a great foot, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.